Hello guys, welcome back to my MMA channel. I know I don't upload much on this channel, but I got a special video today, so thought why not put it up on here. If you do want to check out more MMA content from myself, then go over to VMTV on YouTube. That's where I do most of my stuff, including the Verbal Money podcast, which you can check out. And one of my co-hosts on the VMTV podcast is my good friend Jamie, who is a writer for VM, does some great interviews and stuff. You can go check out all that stuff. And I have completely stolen this video idea from him, so I will leave the link to his video and his channel and everything, so you can go check that out first if you want to, or after this video, because I've completely stolen his idea, so got to give him credit. Cheers, mate. I have wanted for a while a UFC poster to go right behind me, because as you can see, it's all movie stuff, which I love horror movies and stuff like that, but not very related. So I need some sort of MMA representation apart from that PFL shirt that's just over my shoulder there. So I've been looking to get a UFC poster. Jamie pointed out that on the UFC collectibles website, you can pay about £80 to get a random signed UFC event poster with a 1 in 4 chance of it being a pay-per-view. Now, you can actually choose which posters you want to buy on that site. Some of them are around £40 for some of the kind of less desirable fight night ones, and then the pay-per-views go up to crazy money. So you can lose money on this, but it's a gamble, of course. And I'm all about that, I love unboxing channels and stuff like that. I get addicted to those. So when Jamie pointed it out, I was like, I've got to do it. So I've got it sat right behind me here. Gonna open this up in a minute and see what we get. But before that, again, stealing Jamie's idea, I should probably talk to you about some of the posters I'm hoping that this bad boy right here is. Some of them are just personal picks, what events that mean something special, and then some of them are just cool ones I'd like to have, So let's dive into that before we open this up. The anticipation is killing me. So the first poster that I always think of when I think of something I would like to own, especially signed, is UFC 199. It's one of my favourite events ever. I watch it back every now and then even. Of course, it is the event where the UK got its first world champion, well, England specifically, with Michael Bisping defeating Luke Rockhold in that incredible upset that will always be ingrained in my head as one of the best moments in MMA history, especially UK MMA history. I remember Dominic Cruz putting on a clinic against Uriah Faber, that Max Holloway fight with Ricardo Lamas, Dan Henderson's knockout, Dustin Poirier against Bobby Green, Brian Ortega's finish, Beneil Dariush. Like, there were some great fights on that card, some incredible finishes, and then capped off in that main event. That's really the draw, isn't it? Let's be honest. Not a remarkable poster by any means, but a special event. Up next, for similar reasons, is UFC 278, of course, the Leon Edwards head kick heard around the world, pound for pound headshot dead. Speaks for itself, none that I live about 50 minutes out from Birmingham, so to watch Leon Edwards win the world title, bring it back to Birmingham against the pound for pound best fighter in the sport with a last minute head kick, just incredible. The co-main event, Paulo Costa and Luke Rockhold, was decent as well, wasn't it? Not too bad. The rest of the card wasn't too great, if we're being honest, but it's all about Leon. Again, the poster isn't particularly anything special, but it's all about having it for that moment. And that's kind of the same thing with my next pick, which is the UFC Fight Night, the first one they did in Liverpool. It was the first UFC event I went to, so that's kind of the main reason. Darren Till versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, who, incredible. Both guys, like, I'm such a fan of both of them, so getting to see them in the flesh was incredible. The event itself, again, not a great event. I think the poster is quite ugly as well, but it holds that special meaning. My main memories from that night was Molly McCann's debut, I believe it was, against Gillian Robertson, where she got submitted, which was obviously tough for the fans in that scenario to watch. I remember Darren Stewart's knockout, Arnold Allen's submission against Mad Burnell, which was paid absolute dividends for him. It was supposed to be Neil Magny and Gunnar Nelson, but Gunnar Nelson got injured and was replaced by Craig White from Cage Warriors. It wasn't a great event, if we're being honest, but the atmosphere was phenomenal, and yeah, first event I went to, so it holds a special place for that reason. Up next, I've gone for UFC 205, which I think so far me and Jamie have had basically the same ones, apart from he had the London card with Till Masvidal versus the Liverpool one. UFC 205, I think, is a really cool, underrated poster. I mean, I say underrated, it's probably one of the most talked about events in MMA history, but you know what I mean. It doesn't get love for having a really cool poster, but I love it. It looks like a fighting game, and I'm all about that. you could put any Conor McGregor fight probably in this bill. The Nate Diaz rematch one, the McGregor Mendes, McGregor Aldo, of course, they're always going to be incredibly desirable. But this event, the first one at Madison Square Garden, first time anyone became a champ, just incredible stuff. That Yoel Romero knee lives in my head forever. Michael Johnson getting mauled by Habib and him talking to Dana. Just an iconic event that, of course, you would want to have that if you could have any. And then again, I've kind of gone for the opposite of the UFC 205. Well, not necessarily 205, but some of the opposites, some of the other ones that I just think is a cool poster that symbolises a really cool event, which was Israel Adesanya versus Robert Whittaker. Again, I don't remember it being an incredible event by any means, but just a cool poster of a cool moment that felt huge at the time. And obviously, not necessarily a star-making performance because Israel was already a big star, but that finish over Robert Whittaker solidified his status as the full middleweight champion, and what a performance it was in front of all those people. The walkout, of course, as well. But yeah, it's actually like a cool piece of art, I think, that really made it feel like a huge event. So that's why I've gone with that one. Now we're going to open it and probably get a all-female main event fight night, and I will not put it up. But we'll see. Oh, this is the part where I'm like, what have I done? Okay, it is time for us to open this up. My hands got covered in markers because they decided to write on the top, which is not very useful. I will probably speed this bit up in editing if it takes me longer than I think it will, but we shall see. I'm just taking the wrapping off, as you can see, not opened at all. It's been killing me not opening this before recording this video. See if we can pop that top off. No, we need to do a bit more tape, I think. Okay, that is the seal right there. Yeah, they wrote on it on marker, so I just got my hands covered in marker. Not ideal. Okay. Done. Unboxed. Let's put that on mute. No distractions. I have seen a glimpse that it says Fight Night already, so we've not got a pay-per-view one on our hands. The problem with doing this is it's going to make me want to buy more in case I get a good one, you know? Like, if I get a bad one, I'm going to want to try and correct it and get a good one. And if I get a good one, it's going to make me want to buy more. So, either way, it's a downward spiral, guys. Don't get into it, honestly. Alright, let's see what we got. I'm nervous, man. Okay. I can't open it from Barboza versus Melendez. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Is that the main event? Shevchenko versus Holly Holm. That is not too bad, you know. It's quite a nice poster. We've got Edson Barboza and Gilbert Melendez, who are legends in the sport. And Valentina Shevchenko may be the GOAT. I'm not too disappointed in that, you know. Let's get this so I can actually have a proper look at it. Valentina Shev. I'm not mad at that, you know. Number 1 versus number 9. Wow, that's mental, isn't it? When was this from? July 23rd in Chicago. Okay. Alright. Let's pull this event up and see what we've got going on. UFC Fight Night. Shevchenko versus Holm. I can't remember how this fight ended. Was it a Shevchenko decision? What's my internet doing? Not working. Alright, we'll give this a sec. Yeah, 5-round decision. UFC on Fox. Okay, let's find out a bit about this event then, eh? UFC on Fox, Holm versus Shevchenko, also known as UFC on Fox 20, was a mixed martial arts event, blah, 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 blah. The United Center in Chicago, Illinois, 2016, July 23rd, that is. Co-main event, Rampage versus Glover Teixeira, which is a sick one to have. That was supposed to be on this card and it got pushed back. Oh, that was the... I'm getting it wrong, sorry. The one that Jamie had must have been a previous one, because the rematch was for UFC 202, you know, when Rumble knocked out Glover in, like, less than 30 seconds, was it? God, that knockout is ingrained into my memory because it was absolutely devastating. What else have we got on here? We've got Kamaru Usman on here, it's telling me as well. Oh, he signed it Nightmare. Let me see if I can pull that into the camera. I saw a signature that said Nightmare on it. That, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you can see that right there. Yeah, you can. Nightmare. The Nigerian Nightmare himself, Kamaru Usman. That's not a bad signature to have, is it? What else we got on this main card? Okay, so Valentina Shevchenko defeats Holly Holm via unanimous decision 49-46. I remember it not being very close. Edson Barboza defeating Gilbert Melendez, some 30-27s in there. Unanimous decision. Francis Ngannou on the main card, knockout over Bojan Mihajlovic. Might have butchered that. Felice Herrig on the main card. That's a throwback, isn't it? First round finish, though. Also got Eddie Wineland on there, legend. Darren Elkins, has he signed it the damage? We'll have a look for that in a second. Defeating Godofredo Pepe versus unanimous decision. Kamaru Usman defeating Alexander Yakovlev. What did it say here? Ryan LaFleur was expected to face Yakovlev at the event. LaFleur was removed after an injury and was replaced by the Ultimate Fighter winner Kamaru Usman. That's a very good pick. Thank you very much for that. We got Alex Oliveira. Is that the Alex Oliveira? It is Cowboy Oliveira on there. Okay, well, he might have signed it something particular as well. I love Cowboy Oliveira. Jason Knight on there. Hick Diaz himself. Man, what happened to Oh, he went to bare knuckle, didn't he? That's not great, is it? Fight of the night was Jason Knight versus Jim Ellis. That must have been the one that everyone got excited about Jason Knight because of when he was scrapping. Performances of the night for Felice Herrig and Eddie Wineland. Eddie Wineland with a TKO over Frankie Saenz. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? I'm not too mad at that. I'm going to be honest, guys. I didn't know if I was going to get one of these because of the risk. And then my man Jamie did his video and he got Demetrius Johnson versus John Dodson in a fight night main event that had Cowboy and Pettis on it. So I was like, maybe they are good. Maybe I should get one. So I was like, they're just going to give me a dog one. We did get a female main event, but two of the greatest women to ever do it in MMA. Let me see if I can spot any other class signatures on here. I'm going to have a proper look. Someone's just signed it Kid, which is a bit odd. I don't know who that would be. We'll have to do some cross-referencing. Someone's just drawn a weird symbol. I'm going to have a look for Valentina's on here. KL13? Who's that? But there you go, boys. I think that's pretty good, you know. I'm not too mad at that. The issue is, like I said before we unboxed it, it's making me want to get another one, you know. However, I think certain people that I'm close to would probably kill me if I did that. So we might have to give it a little bit of a break, and then we'll come back to this video idea in a little bit when, you know, when enough time's passed. Thank you for checking out this video of my unboxing. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. I really want to do this again. So, you know, maybe if you leave enough likes, maybe I can convince people to let me do it. We'll see. But yeah, not too mad at that, guys. Not too mad at that. What do you think? Hello guys, sorry for the weird transition. I've realised as I was editing this video that my audio went out of sync right at the end. You didn't miss that much, just me saying to leave the video a like to see if I can do this video again. That would be a lot of fun. And to also leave a comment below what you guys would want to get if you got one of these, which posters have you had your eye on for a while. And be sure to check out Jamie's video, like I said. Also, I noticed, whilst my audio was out of sync, that the little seal that they give you on the end, actually the marker that I got my hands covered in actually says Fox 20. So if I had actually just bothered to look at that, I would have known what the poster would have been. However, without knowing that event, that would have made me worried. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't see that and that I just got my hands covered in black marker instead. Anyway, thanks for checking out the video. Catch you in a bit.